Hi guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the care and propagation of the Monstera Dubia, which is this plant right here. I am filming it right here, this spot, because this plant has attached itself to the wall, as you can see over here. And I'm going to take it down gently, and then I'm also going to be sharing with you the propagation and updates later. So in terms of care, they like to be in bright shade. A little bit of direct sunlight seems to be good for them. The way that they are grown is that they're shingling up things, walls and trees and things like that in nature. As you can see from here, they do look a little bit like the Scindapsus. A lot of Scindapsus and Rhaphidophora also grows like this. Imagine a whole wall full of this. It's such a beautiful look, right? And the veins are really pretty on the leaves. Look at how cute that root is attached to the wall. I don't know how I'm going to take it down later, but when they get this opportunity to climb up, their leaves will actually usually get bigger and bigger over time until they will lose this silver, this silver coloring on the leaves. It'll become this dull color, and they do fenestrate, which means they do split, but then it's just not a beautiful fenestration. This is definitely one of those plants that looks better in its juvenile form than it does in a mature form. So yeah, again, bright indirect or bright shade rather, with a little bit of direct sunlight. I don't think they would love to be in really low light situation. They would probably have long internodes and smaller leaves. And again, they do need something to climb on. Originally, I had these climbing up a moss pole here. And then of course, as I moved here, it just started to find its own way up the wall. And watering, they are quite forgiving. I mean, Monsteras in general, you do want to let them dry out between watering. They are epiphytic plants, and you want to give them a very chunky or airy potting mix to prevent overwatering. And this so far has been considered to be a pretty forgiving Monstera compared to the, let's say, Adansonii that will yellow up and fall off if you overwater it. So very easy plant to care for in general, and this is also pretty, I wouldn't say it's fast growing. I've had this plant for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and it's not the fastest growing Monstera, but it's a reliable grower, I would say. And I fertilize it slightly with chemicals and natural means. What else is there? There's no pest pressures. A lot of Monsteras are pretty pest free in general, very easy plant. So yeah, I guess without further ado, I'm just gonna start taking this down and cutting it. I'm gonna try to propagate it as many different ways as possible so we can document the journey, so you can make better informed decision about your Monstera Dubia, to how to propagate them. But I have a feeling with this plant, you do have to propagate them often because they will overgrow their spread. They won't look like this forever. The leaves will eventually, because all leaves will die off, right? So they will probably fall off. They may branch out in the future, but this is a plant where you constantly need to mount them, I think. Otherwise, you have this situation right here. Pretty plant, very good, I would say. Even for landscaping, it would be really amazing. Not really my favorite plant. I don't know why. This was actually gifted to me. It is really, really beautiful, but I don't know. Maybe I have too much work to do. Like, I don't really have time to mount all my plants, and I just kind of let them go wild like this. All right, so I'm taking it down. Hopefully this will peel right off. So far, so good. These are its roots, by the way. It's going all the way down. I may have to cut it at some point because it's, I don't know, it's actually easier to take off than I thought. Yeah, it's fine, came right off. Let's see. I want to be careful not to break the leaves too. I have a feeling the leaves can come off really easily. Oh my god, of course we have our first broken stem. Man, this is pretty difficult. Come off you. It just rained too, so it helps when it's a little bit wet. But they're really well rooted into the wall. Very nice. So happy I got this off. Do you want to see the back? Let's look at the back. Wow. I don't even know how I'm going to propagate this yet. I haven't Haven't given it much thought, but hello. Alright, without further ado, we're just going to get started with propagating these. I want to do single node cuttings, which means I'm going to cut it like that. Yeah. This is one cutting. So the anatomy is this. It's got a main stem here, and it's going to put out a new growth from somewhere here. And then it's always got some aerial roots and a leaf. It can be propagated without leaf, as we will see later. There's going to be some naked vines here without any leaves. But yeah, in this case, this is already well rooted. Look at how long these roots are. And then let me show you another example of another node. That right here. Okay, that's another node. As you can see, roots. There's going to be a growing eye somewhere. I can't see it right now, but judging from all the other aeroids out there, there should be growing eye there. So I'm going to continue with this, and then I'm just going to pot it up into this transparent, translucent pot here where I can see the roots. I'm just going to gently cover it in a bit of sphagnum moss and let it just root into the moss. I'm just going to do once because I don't have to show you again later. So I'm going to keep the moss very airy. I'm not going to compact it. Kind of leave the cutting in there. Keep that moss a little bit humid. Never let it dry out completely for too long. And then the root should find its way down. This is all there is to it. Look at that. It's so nice and comfortable in here. Alright, so I found all of these empty nodes with no leaves. But let me show you this. This is, in fact, I don't know if you see that little nipple there. That is the growing eye. So what I'm going to do for this is to cut it like so. And if this cutting is given humidity, it will sprout the growing eye here. So I'm going to just share it because I don't want its own pot and then having it get lost. So I'm just going to tuck it gently in with one of these other cuttings like this, just with the growing side, growing eye facing up. So I'm going to do that with the rest of them. Alright, so I've got 19 pots here, and some of them are living with an extra roommate here, which is just a wet stick propagation. So let's see how they do. But here's the parent plant. I know you guys are probably very disappointed, but the parent plant apparently didn't have much roots on it, but I left a few nodes here. So this plant was actually not doing that well. I guess maybe because it's put out so many new leaves, it's invested its energy into the new leaves up top, that the bottom become a little bit, what do you call this? Like their roots weren't robust at all. Like if you look at the pot here, there were not a lot of roots in here. And here's the top cutting, and I'm going to be propagating this in water. Usually for top cuttings I do water only because it needs so much water and nutrients to pull up that extra bit of new leaf that's coming out. So if you give them soil propagation or moss propagation, it may dry out too much. I also found these cuttings with very, very dried up aerial roots, and this one has very benign aerial roots, very, very inactivated. So I'm going to do these three in water. So now we can see how they do both in water and in moss. And some of them, again, this is in aeroid potting mix because they already have very, very long roots. So I just circled the roots around the bottom of the pot and just stuck the cuttings on top. It's starting to rain. So yeah, 19 pots, 3 water propagation, and 1 parent plant. Let's see an update for these. Welcome to a 6 weeks update. And this had 2 more leaves in it, but I forgot about it and they dried off. This one, as you can see, I also forgot to water it. The water should be a little bit higher than this, so this is a little bit struggling. But yeah, I'm not really good with watering this little vessel here because it's among so many other plants. So yeah, but they do water propagate. They should, in fact, but I really like propagating directly into moss, which we will see right after this. So here's everybody else that are doing quite okay. I want to call out to the ones in the back here. This one's putting out a little baby vine. This one's putting out a little shoot back here. That one is trying to climb up a wall. And then, yeah, the leaves will get bigger once it's a little bit more established, once it has found something to climb onto, to latch onto, I mean. So these are doing really, look at how beautiful the leaves are. I really love these guys. And then there's a little tiny leaf followed by the next leaf. The third leaf is along the way. So this is happening. And this one is putting out a shoot here. Let me see, what else is everyone doing? This one is put out a vine. This is almost like a runner, I would say, with super tiny leaves. And then let me see, I think everybody is doing okay. This is almost 100% success. This is put out just a little tiny shoot. I don't know if you can tell from here. Maybe not. That little point there, right in the middle of the screen. Some take longer than others, but that's okay. This one's cute. So I do have to mount these soon. They look so nice. Imagine like a whole wall full of them, just covered by them climbing up. Very pretty. I'm starting to love these after I propagated. I know I didn't really feel much for it before, but now I'm loving it. And this one's put out the cutest little runner. I want to wear this for a necklace. Yeah, and then there. I guess, you know, I'm just gonna keep updating you guys on this. I did lose one, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna update you on this. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these because they do need to be mounted onto something soon, but they don't like to be on a moss pole again because moss poles are round and these guys want to lay flat on something. So I may have to get some wood planks and something like that to keep them happy. Oh, hang on, before I let you go, I may actually select a few to go on sale because we are uploading some products today. So I guess this one is going. This looks ready to be shipped. I guess this leaf needs to harden a bit. So I normally don't ship it when it's this soft. I would wait a day or two, but you know, I'll post a few at the same time, and then whatever I ship will be the one that has the harder leaves that are ready. This one's ready too. Yeah, when it's just unfurling, I don't ship them because they may fail to unfurl in the shipping process. So yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to these three. Hopefully they go to better homes. Welcome to a 3 months update since our last update. And my goodness, how do I say this? I actually failed to let them climb, so they kept putting out these runners with tiny little leaves. I did manage to sell a few pots, which is great, but I don't think I can sell these. Look at them. So what I did was I just planted them on this board and then just left it alone for about a month and a half, and it just kind of clambered all over the place. And now I've set it back on this wall, so this one may try to root into the wall. But yeah, this needs to be more epiphytic. In fact, when I propagated it, the minute that it started putting out its first leaf, I should have given it a moss pole or this kind of setup to let it root into it. Because if you don't, it will start putting out these crazy runners. And finally, we have these sad pots here. I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been busy traveling, vlogging for you guys. There's some really cool content coming up. But this one, I just set it against this wall back here. Oh my God, I knocked over a Monstera. So yeah, they're against this wall. I kind of even leaned the pot a little bit. And then this has taken, actually, it's taken onto the wall. So as this grows upward, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. But I really love how beautiful the patterns are on these. I've seen some of the larger ones that are fenestrated, and I don't know, I must say that I actually prefer this. Imagine, hang on, let me show you this. This is the Rhaphidophora heyei, a different species, genus in fact, completely different genus, but look, it's climbed up the wall. It's got very similar growth pattern. This is a very, very cheap plant. It's like less than $1. But yeah, I imagine if you have like a whole lot of these of Monstera Dubias just growing up the wall, how nice would that be? I would really be a dream to have that someday. So anyways, I guess I'm done with updating. I'm so sorry I couldn't show you some beautiful specimens of these. Give me some time. Maybe this will take another year or so before I can harvest them, before I can propagate nice ones again. But I've got so many species to study and propagate and you know, get to know. So yeah, I guess this is all the time we have for you, little guy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm at botanist on Instagram. If you want to DM me on any questions regarding plant care and propagations, I'll try my best to get back to you. Meanwhile, do take care and stay safe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.